What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out weird conspiracy theory things. I guess these aren't really conspiracy theories as much as just random things that people have sent me on Instagram. I guess this is just what my channel has become now. If you guys come across something on Instagram that you think is interesting and you want to tag me in it, my Instagram link is down below in the description, and tag me in it, and if it's interesting enough, I'll talk about it. So the first conspiracy theory thing here says, everyone always complains that we know more about space than we do about our oceans. The thing is that we know a lot about our oceans. What we found down there was horrifying. It's why we're trying to find a place we can escape to. Space isn't safe, but when these creatures come to land from the depths, it's the end of civilization. Who the hell complains about something like that? Are there really people out there that feel like we should know more about our oceans and stop exploring space? Like, are there really people who get offended over stuff like that? It's like people are pretending we never sent like submarines and stuff down there to explore what's going on. And the truth is that we have done that, and what we found was obviously horrifying. I mean, there's freaking sharks down there. And I have no idea where this whole theory of creatures coming up from the land, from the depths, I have no clue where that came from, but I really hope I live to see the day where there's a shark with legs walking around in like LA or something. The second one says, the second officer on the Titanic stayed on board until the end and got trapped underwater until a boiler explosion blew him free. He survived a clinging to a capsized raft. Later, he volunteered in World War II and helped evacuate over 120 men from Dunkirk. I don't know if this is true or not, but it really pisses me off that this man stayed on the Titanic, sank with it, a freaking boiler exploded and set him free, and he stayed afloat on a capsized life raft when freaking Rose couldn't put Jack on her damn door. The only conspiracy theory that this has anything to do with, as far as I'm concerned, is that Rose murdered Jack. That's all that means. She's like, I'll never let go, and 5 seconds later, she just lets go of him, like her hands just quit working. I know I'm getting off track. I need a minute, okay? And this next one's a creepy fact. Ooh. There's a shack called the Devil's Toy Box in Louisiana where people supposedly lose their minds after spending any amount of time there. Wait, spending any amount of time there? They're what? Any amount of time... What? That doesn't make any sense now. Any amount of time? I highly doubt that's true. You're telling me that if a sprinter runs all the way over there, touches the door, turns around and runs back, by the time he gets back, he's going to be completely insane? I don't believe that. A woman from Edinburgh, Scotland, had frequent nosebleeds, which she believed was because of a motorbike crash. While in the shower, she felt something poking out of her nose, and it turned out the reason of the nosebleeds was actually a 3-inch long leech living inside of her nostril. This is disgusting. Believing that you have nosebleeds from any type of trauma, I could get. But how do you just accept that there's a 3-inch long leech inside of your nose for any amount of time? Seriously, there's not like a whole lot of room in there. How does she not blow her nose and realize that there's something in there? Sure, she got the answer from why she's having nosebleeds, but I feel like this just brings up like 50 more questions. This picture was taken in Iceland in 1943, and it shows a man who appeared to be holding a modern-day smartphone to his ear. Is this man a time traveler from the future, or is this proof that advanced technology was developed before publicly released? I absolutely hate conspiracy theories like this. They bring up some kind of like weird old photograph and they kind of like zoom in on it a little bit, but not really. And you can't even tell if this man, maybe he's just scratching his ear. You can't even see him really holding anything. It's not even like an option in like the answers for this. It's either he's a time traveler or this is proof that we already had this technology. We just kept it from anyone. If this guy was talking on the phone and it was like an early release thing for, I don't know, this guy, or he is a time traveler. If he's a time traveler, wouldn't he be the only person with a cell phone? Who would he call? Like, you can't, like, I'm sure phone numbers were different back then. You can't just show up and call up one of your old friends. And then on top of that, he's in a public place. Wouldn't these people be like freaking out that this guy's talking on like this weird plastic thing and there's a voice coming out of it? I feel like there would be like a riot or something from this. A man was recovering in a hospital after a car accident when all 17 of his girlfriends showed up at his bedside. Aww. And none of the women were aware of each other. This isn't like a weird conspiracy theory. I completely, like, this is totally possible, but all this is just really poor management. This is Andrew McAuley's last known selfie. Holy crap, he looks like freaking death. He vanished while trying to cross the Tasman Sea. Although he was never found, his camera's memory stick was. So they were able to find a tiny little stick in the middle of the freaking ocean, but they couldn't find a whole person wearing orange. I take back what I said about the first conspiracy theory. Apparently we do need to quit going up to space, and we need to come back down here and start learning more about our oceans, because this is just pure nonsense. It is believed that Willy Wonka was actually a serial killer, murdering all the kids on the tour one by one. This theory also says Wonka led Charlie to kill himself through the insanity of knowing that the murders had taken place without him knowing, and that's why they flew away at the end. If you told me this and you were talking about the old school Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder, I think it was, I wouldn't believe this for 1 second. But they're showing a picture of Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka. I completely believe it. I don't even think I needed to read this, and I could already assume that he was probably a serial killer. The TV show The Simpsons has predicted many things already. Could this be yet another prediction to come true in the near future? It's true, The Simpsons have predicted so many things, from Super Bowl winnings to even Donald Trump to being president. But this one, actually, you know what? This isn't that far-fetched. You know, while we're busy up in space, learning as much as we can, the real aliens are down here, dressed up as our presidents, and living in the ocean. So the things I've learned from these is, 1, our oceans are still a crazy mystery. We need to get the hell out of space and come back down here and figure out what's going on. 2, if you have frequent nosebleeds, there's probably a 3-inch long leech living in your face. Number 3, I still have anger issues over Rose killing Jack. I don't know why the hell she didn't just let him up on the door. Why couldn't she just let him swim away? She literally held him captive in the ocean, for crying out loud. And if you guys learned anything from these, just go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you next time.
I was just an ignorant kid relying on my parents' said to save me.